If you ask people to describe me, they would probably answer with terms like health freak, healthy girl, foodie, natural, and things like that. I'm also that girl that brings salads to school instead of bread. I often get questions like, why do you eat like that? Why don't you just eat bread? Do you ever eat candy? Well, yes, I'm not a saint, and I can't deny that candy is just yummy. But no, I do not eat candy on a regular basis anymore. Why is that, you ask? Well, let me tell you how it all began. About 2 years ago, I decided to change my way of eating. For many years, I walked around with a lot of vague complaints like back pains, headaches, and I always had a cold. But my biggest issue was my stomach ache. Every single day I was feeling blown up after dinner, got bad pains in my stomach, and it almost seemed like I couldn't bear any food. The doctor was no big help either. His diagnosis was irritable bowel syndrome, also called IBS, and you pretty much just have to deal with that. At that time I was working at a dog boutique, which my niece owned. She was very interested in natural health, and every Saturday we had interesting conversations about all sorts of things, and we always searched the internet in our spare time. She's absolutely the reason I became interested in health myself, and I'm very grateful to her. A few years later, she sold the boutique, and that meant I had to find a new job. Well, lucky me, because the natural health shop De Tuinen had just opened a new store in my hometown. I was in love with this store immediately and applied for a weekend job and got hired. A colleague gave me the advice to go see an osteopath for my complaints, so I did. The osteopath gave me the advice to stop eating sugar. Well, in the beginning I wasn't happy with this at all, because I loved candy. Not much later I started to notice some massive change in my body. My back pain and headaches totally disappeared, and my stomach was feeling better already. I was amazed to find out what eating sugar can do to your body. But that was just the beginning. A few months later I realized that just eating sugar-free wasn't enough. I still had those bad stomach aches, and after a while I was literally and figuratively sick of it. I found a special diet plan for people with bowel syndromes, like IBS, so I decided to give it a shot. During this diet, you were not allowed to eat any gluten, dairy, sugar, processed food, and you had to eat as natural as possible. That diet changed everything. I felt great, and during this diet, my interest in food started to grow. I was amazed that just by eating differently, your whole body acts differently. Today, I believe that health and food has become my passion. I read about food on blogs and websites every day, and I have become very creative in the kitchen. I still eat sugar, wheat, and dairy free, and I feel great. Every now and then, I just can't resist all the yummy food, and I go wild on all the bad food I can find. I believe balance is important, and it's okay to have a binge every once in a while. And believe me, those moments also make me remember why I do all this. During my journey, there are some things I learned. Everything contains sugar. I'm seriously, almost everything. If you're bored, go to a supermarket and just go read the ingredient list of all kinds of stuff. You will be shocked. The food industry doesn't care about you or your health. They just want to make money. And don't believe what the package of a product says. Things like 0% fat and no sugar added are all sneaky ways to make customers believe they are buying something healthy. Stop believing them and start reading an ingredient list. Because most of the time, it's just not true. The moral of the story is that eating the right food is so important to feel good. Think twice before you put something in your mouth. And most importantly, start listening to your body. This whole journey was a big eye-opener for me, and I will never go back to where I came from. So yes, I'm absolutely a health freak. Though I think freak sounds so negative. Let's just say I think that health is important and that I find it very interesting. That's not so freaky, is it?